Hey everybody, this is Mark here with another English video from ULC, and today for our pre-intermediate classes we're going to be talking about the past simple. Last week we did a lot of practice with the present simple, asking questions. Where do you live? What does he like? Right? Did you go? Where did you, or where? Sorry, do you go shopping every week? Where do you go? Right? So lots of different questions like that. This time we're going to do the past simple. Okay, in the past simple, I just wanted to go over some of the changes we make to words when we change the verbs, right, into the past simple. So the easy, regular verbs, right, you don't have to think too much. You'll see this very often in English. We just do an E and a D. So words like stay, right? Stay, regular verb, no change, just ED. A lot of words are like this, but some words you have to be careful. The rule is a little bit different. For example, here's like. Like, do we add an ED? A lot of you're like, oh, this, right, Mark, I know this. If you see the E here, we don't have to add ED, we only add the D, right? So again, word like this, L-I-K-E, E, just add the D. How about this one? I know a lot of you study English every week, right? You study English every week. If I have study, if we're using the past simple, talking about yesterday, talking about before, we need to change the Y before we add the ED, right? ED, I could do studied. Actually, English, we want to remove this guy. We change the Y into an I and then ED. So always just remember for studied, Y, change I, then ED, right? And you can see that difference there. Here, you see I have AY, I don't change to I, right? AY we keep the same. DY, that one we have to change. So be very careful when you see a letter like this, the B, C, D, F, G, right? Letters like this. Vowel, okay, don't worry. This one, be very careful. Okay, then these two, my students got very confused between these two ideas, right? If we see stop, kind of just like the D, right? This D part here, this T, this P, those are called consonants, right? And then this little guy in the middle, the O, is called the vowel. Okay? If you have a consonant, vowel, consonant, T, O, P, right? For that kind of word, we have to add the P one more time, right? So studied and then stopped. We have to add the P one more time before we add the ED to help with the sound, right? So stopped. This one, look at wait. For wait, we have our W, we have our T, our consonants, but for vowel, we have two vowels in between. For this kind of word, we don't do the double at the end. We just do ED, waited. All right? So again, here's our regular ones, ED, right? Just remember especially these two. They're a little bit special. Okay, now let's go to irregular verbs. Irregular verbs, we get to change the word completely. No ED. I think you might know some of these already. If you have go, we change to went, right? I go, oh, yesterday I went. Eat, change, right? New word. Eat, change, ate. And teach, we have our taught. These kinds of words, the irregular verbs, you have to learn these on your own. If you have an English book, in the back of the book, often they have a list of irregular verbs. So you can learn these and make sure you know when to use this special form. Okay, We have one more kind of verb over here. We have our be verbs. We have am, is, are. Again, last week we said, oh yeah, I am, you are, he is. For past, we have that new word, right? I am, I was. He is, he was. Are changed to were. Okay? So now we have these words. We use these words for the positive sentences, right? I stayed in a hotel. I liked the food. I studied English. Positive. If we want to say no, we have to use the negative form. Negative form, we will use this word, didn't, for our past, okay? You could say, I didn't study. You didn't study. You should study, right? Hopefully, my students, you say, I didn't do my homework. I didn't cook dinner, right? Whatever, right? Any of those. Didn't. After the didn't, we don't use that ed. We keep it the same, the original one, right? For I could say, I went, I didn't go, didn't eat, didn't teach. Okay? We have to keep the original form. Okay? For negative was, were, this one again, pretty easy. Was, we just do was, "nt," right? Or were, weren't. This is our short version. Of course, you could say was not, right? Was not or were not, right? That's the long version. But when we speak, we often use the wasn't, weren't, okay? And then last, okay, questions. If we do a question, similar negative, right? We have our did, see? Didn't study. Did you? Same idea. Where did you study English in your country? I studied English in Beijing, right? Where did you study? Or did you eat? I'll do breakfast. Okay. All of those, we have that verb, right? Study, eat. With the did, we don't change the verb. No ed. Okay? And then our very last thing, the was, were, wasn't, weren't. We can make questions here, right? And for this one, instead of adding a verb, I don't say, was he go, was he teach? We don't use that. Often this pattern we use with an adjective, like was he happy? Or a noun, maybe were you a student? Okay. We can use the was and were in the past to make those kinds of sentences. So, there we have this big overview here, right? We can, if you need to, pause right here, take a look. If you can, think about what sentences you can make about you and your life. You could say, oh yeah, I lived in China when I was young. I stayed in a hotel last week for my vacation. I ate what? I ate noodles for breakfast, right? Can you use the past simple about your life? Comment below, and one of the teachers here, we will check your answer. So please comment below, and we hope to message you soon. Okay? And other than that, have a good week. Bye-bye.